You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello and welcome to episode 253 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another special episode of the show. I'm your host Sean, as always, and today I'm going to attempt another walk and talk episode. You know, where I'm out here delivering the mail and having a stream of consciousness conversation with all of you out there in podcast land. As you know, I tried this
2 weeks
ago and it didn't really work. It just became static and not very good. But do you know where that 2 weeks reference comes from? I often play it because it's one of my favorites, and if you don't know, it's from Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1990. And as I was thinking about explaining that to all of you guys and girls out here in podcast land, I was thinking, you know what, I think all of my references, or at least 95% of them, come from the 80s and 90s. So does that make me old? It just might, because I've been enjoying listening to the Oldies radio station here in Sault Ste. Marie, and that's from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And while I don't like all the songs, I do like it more than the contemporary radio stations. So there's that. So that must mean, because I'm 45, is that midlife? I would like to think my 60s will be my midlife, but that's just because I want to live until the year 2101, so I can say I lived in 3 centuries. But that's beside the point. So anyway, what happened today was I got in my car to head to work, and the free preview for Sirius XM satellite radio was off this morning. I guess it was for about a week or so. I just discovered it by accident somehow last week. And when I bought my car a year and a half ago, I had Sirius satellite free preview for about 3 months, and then it disappeared. And because I'm cheap, I'm not going to pay the $15 a month or whatever it happens to be just for satellite radio, because I'll only listen to it when I'm in the car driving back and forth to work or going on road trips or whatever. And for the most part, I'd rather listen to podcasts just like I do when I'm delivering the mail. So I was a little bit sad and disappointed that my free preview had disappeared, because I like listening to Octane and Lithium and Pop 2K and 90s on 9. You know, just a wide variety of mix of different things, so that I'm always entertained. Oh, do you hear the airplane flying overhead? I'm not sure if you can hear that or not. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up. And hopefully the microphone's picking me up, because when I tried this 2 weeks ago,
Excuse me? 2 weeks.
I used my wireless headphones, and all it picked up was static, really, and walking sounds. It wasn't very good. But here we go, and we'll see how this goes. So when I edit later tonight for tomorrow's release, hopefully you have something to listen to. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. So anyways, I wanted to take a quick moment to thank Bill L. for his feedback on my episode 1 Year Sober with Amanda last week. He had a lot of good things to say, and I shared those with Amanda, so thanks for that, Bill. Your feedback is always appreciated. In fact, feedback from anybody is always appreciated. soulforgepodcast@gmail.com if you would like to do that. What else is going on here real quick? There's no main topic this week. It's just a bunch of little different things that I want to discuss. It's a little bit windy, so hopefully the microphone is not picking that up and it's picking me up instead. But anyway, It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's sunny, and everything's pretty good. I've been enjoying a lot of TikTok, and if you're not following me on there, I would appreciate it if you did. My handle over there is Soulforge Podcast, because that seemed the most convenient thing to do. And you can record in chunks of 15 seconds, 60 seconds, or 3 minutes. And most of mine are 15 seconds or less, but occasionally I'll do something a little bit longer. But I've come to realize that I think of those almost as little mini daily podcast snippets. So go ahead and follow me over there. Once I reach 1,000 followers, then I can go live. And if you think I'm awkward here on the podcast or awkward on my pre-recorded TikToks, just wait till you see me go live, and then you'll see how awkward I can actually be when I've got a live audience. That could be entertaining for all of you. Also, are you following me on YouTube? I haven't really posted too many live videos there. It's just the podcasts, actually, and about 150 of the old Rusted Robot podcast episodes too that managed to get uploaded. So go check that out if you're curious or interested. Oh yeah, I guess I should tell you, it's just under my name, Sean Vanderloo.
Sean Vanderloo.
Sean Vanderloo.
So you can find me there and be completely entertained, or listen to the podcast on the computer while you're doing other things. So there you go. So yeah, what am I at right now on TikTok? I think I'm at just under 500 followers, and I've been on there for about a month and a half, since Easter anyway, whatever that is. Maybe it's almost 2 months now. Holy crap. Time just flies while you're having fun. And I post, well, not every day, but almost every day. Let's see, anywhere from 1 to 4 videos. It's just me being a smartass, or being motivational or cynical, or talking about funny things that happened. Like I asked my dad if he'd like to go for lunch this coming weekend for Father's Day, and he said yes. And then I told Curtis, my brother, that we're taking Dad out for lunch this Father's Day, this coming weekend, and he's like, it's not till the next weekend. I'm like, no, I just assumed it was the 12th, but apparently it's the 19th. So whatever, we're still going to do lunch, and I guess we'll beat the rush, and it's all good. So that's what's happening there. Let me think here. It's sometimes hard to walk and talk and have a good flow of consciousness, but I can tell you that life is pretty wonderful here in the Sioux. I'm glad I moved back at the beginning of April. I've never felt so relaxed, so content, so stress-free. Sure, I'm working right now. I'm delivering the mail and flyers and parcels for arseholes and all that kind of fun stuff. But you know what? It almost feels like I'm on a working vacation. If this is your first episode, you don't know that I was born and raised here in the Sioux, went to university in North Bay, met a girl, moved up to Timmins, lived there for 19 years. Timmins is the land that culture forgot. I was not a big fan of it, but I stayed there because after breaking up with that girl, I met Trish, and we had a kid together, and then I just stayed until he was 16. So there you go. So that's my story. And where was I going with that? Somewhere, I'm sure. But anyway, here I am back in the Sioux for just over 2 months, and I feel so relaxed and content, and everything just feels good. It's like this is where I belong. This is where I should have been years ago. But everything happens for a reason at a particular time. So here we go. I'm good. Oh, there's construction. There's a backhoe coming. Looks like they're redoing somebody's driveway. And I'll try not to get hit by the heavy equipment. And if I do, well then, hey, there's some time off. And who doesn't like time off, right? So, like I was saying, it almost feels like a working vacation. Because sure, I'm working, but it's not my entire life. I'm reconnecting with old friends and hanging out with the family, which I've missed over the last 2 decades or so. So it's good. And do I have any major complaints? Not really. My car got dive bombed by bird shit the other day because I guess there's some birds living in our rafters. But other than that, that's okay. Oh, that's the other thing. I heard a quote the other day that said, never admit to the universe that you're happy, because your car is always listening. So just when things are going well, then of course you're going to have to spend money on your car or whatever. But that's just funny. And I've always lived my life with the attitude that never admit you're happy, because that's when the universe fucks it up for you. But hang on, there's people. Good day. How's it going? Yeah, looks like you have to renew your license or something. Good morning. You guys have a great day. Thank you. So yeah, never admit to being happy, because the universe is going to pull the rug out from under you and take it away. But I've decided that that's not true. It's all in your mindset. And if you have a good positive attitude, then good positive things are going to come to you. And I prefer to live that way, because I don't want to be a miserable old cow. That's no fun. It's not good for your friends, your family, your partner, whoever you're with or talking to or whatever. If you're just miserable and complaining all the time, what's the purpose? What's the point? Nobody wants to hear that crap. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to maintain that happy, healthy, positive attitude and know that good things are going to happen. And if you believe good things are going to happen, they're going to happen. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's all I've got to say about that. What else? I was just listening to a Mark Maron podcast. That always makes me happy and content. And this morning, while I was having breakfast, and here's something you may not know about me. In the mornings, while I'm having breakfast, which usually consists 9 times out of 10 of peanut butter and toast, I watch YouTube. And usually it might be something to do with Star Trek, or like an episode review of the latest Star Trek episode, and listening to their breakdown and the Easter eggs and all that stuff. But I might listen to alternate history, or theories about how history actually was, and the hidden history, the things we don't know about. But this morning I was watching a video from Mark Manson. And if you don't know who he is, he's a writer. And he wrote that book that Tracy and I were going to do a podcast review on, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And also Everything is Fucked, a book about hope, which I have yet to read, but I've got it there. So he was talking about problems and pain. And he was saying there's 2 types of pain. There's type 1 and type 2. The first type of pain is the initial onslaught of whatever it is, like if you stub your toe, or if you lose a loved one, or whatever it just happens to be. And the second type of pain is the fact that you're dwelling on the first pain. So really what happens is you experience the pain twice, the actual pain, and then the mental, emotional anguish pain, which can actually be worse and last way longer. And so if you reframe it in your mind, and stop being negative, and just realize that everybody goes through pain and have problems of their own, and you don't compare yourself to others, then you'll do a lot better. And he was also saying how nobody has a problem-free life. So it's how you deal with the problems. And as you deal with more and more problems, you get better and better at it, which basically means that your problems, while they may not become less, you become better at managing them, and then you therefore have a happier and healthier life and a better pain response and all that kind of fun stuff. So I think that's pretty good advice, and I think I've been working on that. You know, like when I went through my divorce, I was absolutely devastated, because that breakup was not my choice. So I was hurt and in pain, and even after that was over, I still dwelt on it. I started the Soul Forge podcast because of it. I shared so many memes about hopefulness and despair, and I drove myself crazy, and I'm sure I drove everybody else nuts too. But over the years, the pain became less and less, and I realized that I'm better off the way I am right here now, without her. And it's just, when you have realizations like that, it opens up a certain amount of freedom, contentment. I don't even know what else you might call it, but it's just so much better. And when you realize you don't need another person to make you happy and you can be happy on your own, that's when your real freedom begins. And that's when you can start to forge better friendships, relationships, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's what I'm working on now, just being the best version of who I am. Oh, I just took a drink and I forgot to play a promo for another podcast here on the ESO network, so let's put one in here.
Hey, Mike, I think I might have the new promo for Earth Station 1 for the spring. Want to hear it?
Sure.
Celebrating over 12 years of bringing you all things geek, we're the Earth Station 1 podcast. No matter the topic, we have been showing you all sides of geekdom with interviews, reviews, discussions, con reports, and as always, the Geek Seat. Join Mike and Mike weekly at earthstation1.com or wherever fine podcasts are found. That's Earth Station 1. What do you think? Is it okay?
That's fine. We'll do better next time.
And hope that was a great podcast. I don't even know what's scheduled to play, but I'm sure it's fantastic because, you know, if there's a podcast on the ESO network, it's going to be amazing. And I'm sure you're all listening to each and every single one of those. Let's see. What else is going on here? So I didn't get any flyers for today, but I'm just cleaning up the flyers that I got earlier in the week. It's mostly Canadian Tire flyers because we've been getting those every single week, and I would be happy if that was over with. But I figure, you know what, if the most I have to complain about is delivering flyers, and it's part of my job anyway, I guess things aren't really that bad. So that's nice. What else can I tell you about that? Let's see. I think as of right now, I'm about halfway through my delivery day, so that's good too. And oh boy, right now I'm at the heavy section. This is the heaviest part of the day because in this section there's about 150 calls or houses or apartments that I have to deliver to, and I'm getting rid of the rest of my Canadian Tire flyers. You have 3 days to deliver your flyers, and I'm on day 3. And oh my god, I'm putting them in my pack sack, my mail bag right now. And it's freaking heavy, guys and girls. But that's okay, because they'll be gone in about 15-20 minutes. And then the rest of the day is light. And then I'll be done. And then what I'll get to do is go podcast with Paul and Dan, because tonight's recording is the Epsilon 3. That's our Babylon 5 rewatch podcast. Do you like Babylon 5? Do you enjoy sci-fi shows from the 90s? If you do, you'll love the Epsilon 3 podcast, because we review each and every episode. We record 2 episodes on a Wednesday night, and Paul edits those and releases one every Sunday. So there you go. If you're interested, that's something you can listen to. Would definitely like it if you listen to all the podcasts that I do, because we put love into each and every single delivery. And that's an unknown barcode type. Okay, so I don't need to scan that, but I'm going to put it in the mailbox anyway. There we go. So yeah, listen to podcasts, listen to Epsilon 3, listen to Cosmic Pizza, listen to Soulforge Podcast. Check out all the podcasts on the ESO network, and yeah, just do that. Let's see what else. Is there anything else going on that's exciting or interesting? Not really. Like I said, just been enjoying my life. I haven't been this happy and content in so many years. I can't even count how many years. So I'm going to keep going with it, because we all deserve happiness. And if you're feeling stuck in your situation, just know that you too can change it. It might be difficult. Like, I got to Timmins in 2003, and I hated it. There's no culture there. We're far from the border town. It's all about French people and drinking and hunting and drugs, and that's not my scene. But I was scared. I was scared to move back. For why? I don't know. I don't know why I was scared. But like I've said in previous episodes, fear has always driven my life. But this past fall, when I got depressed, I kind of lost my mind and just put in a transfer for the Sioux, and it came within a month or so. I wasn't expecting it, and I was scared because, I'd been up there for almost 20 years, and I know I'm from the Sioux, and my family's here, and my friends are here, and all that kind of stuff, but it was like restarting my life, and that's a big deal. So, was I afraid? Hell yeah. I was petrified. Did I do it anyway? I sure did, because I'm talking about it, and I'm here now, and it's probably the best thing I ever did. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's the best thing I ever did, but it's pretty friggin' awesome, because my mental health is back on track. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling relaxed. Do I have any real responsibilities? Not really. Sure, I still send support to Trish for Bishop and all that kind of stuff, and pay rent to my brother and his wife. Still got to pay my bills and all that kind of great stuff. But like I said, I feel like I'm on vacation, even though I'm working and my back is hurting because these heavy flyers are weighing me down. But whatever. Who cares? It's just life. We all got to work for a living. And yeah, so that's pretty much what the hell is going on in my life. But oh yeah, pop culture time. Let's see, what have I been watching? Strange New Worlds, the new Star Trek show. There's been 5 of 10 episodes so far. It's fantastic. It's great. Loving it. Big man crush on Anson Mount. What else? Started watching season 4 of Stranger Things, and that's really good. I don't think there's too much else I've been watching. I've watched 3 of 6 episodes of Moon Knight, and I got to get into Obi-Wan, and I got to get into what's the other one that came out? Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that I've been slacking on, but that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. It's not a big deal. It's not like they're going anywhere. So yeah. That's pretty much what's happening there. No, like I said, no real through line on this episode. Just some quick updates and some pop culture news. And oh, there's a big bee. Lots of bees and lots of dogs on my route. But that's all right. I think that's basically it. Yeah. Because, walking and talking, it's hard to think of all the different things that I might like to talk about. I'm sure there's other stuff. But anyways, let's go into my phone camera roll and find an and remember. And we'll end the podcast. And I'll edit it when I get home. And then you'll listen to it tomorrow or whatever. So thanks for coming by. Hope you check out my Etsy shop, Rusted Robot Toys. Leave a review in the podcatcher of your choice. If you'd like to leave a donation, go to ko-fi.com/rustedsoul. That's coffee.com/rustedsoul. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, it took many years of vomiting up all the filth I've been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk on the earth as though I had a right to be here. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Soul Forge Podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links, and don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Soul Forge Podcast is your best source for living your best life.
Think about it.
Everyone these days could use a little support, and your friends at the ESO Network are no different. With the ESO Network Patreon, the cool thing is when you help support us, it's you who will benefit. With 4 tiers starting for as little as 25 cents a week, you can listen to some of your favorite network podcasts early, hear exclusive content, maybe get some ESO swag, or even possibly take a shot at the geek seat. All you need to do is sign up at patreon.com/ESO Network.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.